As time progressed, payloads increased, and so did the size of the engines. Southern Pacific 2472 pulled the longest passenger train route in America, from Sparks, Nevada, east to Ogden, Utah. Her giant drive wheels stood taller than the average man. From the hills of Maryland, Skyfire traveled to the city by the bay, San Francisco. The Golden Gate Railroad Museum had spent several years restoring a giant engine that had once pulled the longest continuing passenger run of any steam engine in the country. SP-2472 had operated as far east as Ogden, Utah, and back west to the Rail City in Sparks, Nevada. The engine was domiciled in this exceptionally clean shop at the old Hunters Point Naval Shipyard. Like most of the volunteers you'll meet, these men and women were not afraid to roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty. Every year, the Golden Gate Railroad Museum took out at least one excursion run from San Francisco. On this particular trip, they were heading out for the San Joaquin Valley for the Dry Bean Festival.
I gotta go get my badge.
The engine, well, it was made ready and pulled out of the yard the day before the run.
He says there's too much travel on the other side.
They pulled out onto the SP main line where a yard goat, an older tug engine, pulled the 2472 down to Daly City. There they would begin a giant ferry move down to San Jose and back up to Oakland. Before being retired from service, the 2472 had pulled daily commuter trains up and down the South Peninsula between San Francisco Station and San Jose. The way the engine was running, this territory was no stranger to the engine. Later in the afternoon, the engine arrived in Oakland, where it tracked down through Jack London Square. The next morning, the engineer opened the cylinder cocks and left for the main passenger terminal. The roadbed followed along the edge of San Francisco Bay as we made our way toward Martinez and the Carquinez Straits. They passed under the Carquinez Bridge and up through the C&H sugarcane factory. What a sweet trip. Later that afternoon, they turned about for the return trip. Listen to the sound they made as they came back down through the sugar refinery. The Golden Gate Railroad Museum takes several trips each year. You can book a ride. You bet you can. They'd love to have you on board. Besides, your admission is what makes it possible to maintain and run this marvelous steam locomotive.